It's Wednesday, August 13th, and Celestial Dungeons, they're live. I've been chain running them all yesterday and all today on my warrior, my druid, and I'm here to tell you they are so much more than just Heroics 2.0. There are a lot of hidden traps, secrets, and some things you absolutely need to know before you step inside. Forget the old Wowhead articles, this is my report from the front lines. These are the 5 things I wish I knew about Celestial Dungeons before I zoned in for the first time. Okay, first things first. These dungeons, they're pretty much exactly like Heroics, except things take longer to kill, and occasionally somebody just gets one shot. You really want to treat it very similar to Heroics. You want to build a group comp that won't be competing and stealing all the loot you want. Obviously, my warrior, it would really suck if there's a bunch of other warriors in the group, and they take my Star Shatter from Gate of the Setting Sun. I'd also recommend really trying to build a comp that does big damage. My Guardian Druid, while really tanky, felt like it was kind of holding my groups back because the DPS was too low. Ideally, bring a super high damage tank like a Prot Warrior. Bring at least some kind of Bloodlust, a Shaman, a Mage. A Hunter never hurts either, and of course some kind of Battle Res. Having that Battle Res is a big lifesaver. On top of having that balanced group comp, you also really want to pick the perfect buff for every group member. Whenever you go into Celestial Dungeon, there's going to be an NPC sitting there. They offer you a ring, and that ring gives you 4 different options for potential buffs. Any guide you go on, any wiki you go on, they're going to recommend certain buffs for certain classes. For example, the Blessing of Nuzao for more stamina for my tank. Also for healers, they're going to recommend the Blessing of Chi-Chi. More healing sounds like it's good on paper, right? I wish I knew though that was a massive trap, because ultimately really all you want in these dungeons is as much damage as possible. The faster the bosses die, the less mechanics, the less people are going to be getting one-shot by the mines. It's just better to do more damage. That means Blessing of Zuen for really all physical damage and tanks as well, and Blessing of Yulan for literally all casters and healers as well too. Don't fall for those safe buff traps. Grab the damage buffs and burn through these dungeons. The second thing I wish I knew is how ult-friendly these dungeons are, and really, you should be doing them on your ults every single day. Let's be real, a lot of us, we're feeling the ult burnout, the daily quests, the rep grinds. It's just too much to do on multiple characters. If I had known how good the Celestial Dungeons would be for ults though, I probably would have prepared more characters. First, these are Heroics, right? So literally any fresh character you bring in, they're gonna be printing 463 blue items that nobody else wants. So my fresh Guardian Druid, he was basically getting an upgrade every single dungeon. Also, there's a daily quest every single day at the challenge mode NPC downstairs. That gives you 3 August stone fragments, the new currency, literally just for completing one of the dungeons. On top of that, the first run every day, it gives you an additional 4 stone fragments, the currency again. That is 7 fragments towards an epic upgrade in literally about 15 minutes on every single character. Add in the fact that you're printing Valor points that you can easily convert to Conquest PvP gear in a second, and the fact that you can purchase a satchel from the August Celestial vendor that contains lesser charms of good fortune. And basically the fact is you don't have to do dailies or PvP if you don't want to ever again. My advice, especially if you have lots of ults, is just do 1 Celestial Dungeon on every single ult every single day. That is by far the most efficient route, and it's extremely ult-friendly design done right. So the third thing I wish I knew was that random queuing is just a big mistake. See, yeah, you're getting a little bit of extra August stone currency, but you're leaving so much potential power on the table. If you want to complete your gear and maximize your DPS in time for your next raid like I do, you gotta be target farming instead. Take my warrior. I've done 0 daily quests, I have no reputation pieces. I'm using specific queuing to really make sure I get those upgrades. The key to understand, at the current time of making this video, there is no daily specific queue lockout, so you could do the same Scarlet Monastery 35 times in a row if you want that. To make things as efficient as possible when you're target farming, I've started a community spreadsheet. The link is in the description, and it's where we're compiling all the best loot from every single Celestial Dungeon. Do you want to know where to get a Star Shatter on your fresh warrior? Well, check out the document and help us build the ultimate gearing resource together. The fourth thing I wish I knew is that the real loot isn't actually the gear. I've seen a bunch of people in trade chat in my Discord DM saying, the loot here is underwhelming, I don't need to do Celestials, my gear is fine. I wish I knew these people though were missing the entire point. The gear is really just a bonus. See, first, you can buy a satchel of Celestial Chants from the August Celestial vendor inside of your faction shrine. That can contain one of 3 awesome new mounts. These are really some of the best looking ground mounts in the entire game. You're also getting tons of lesser charms, so you never have to do another daily ever again. Plus, if you clear every single dungeon on Celestial difficulty, you're getting yourself an epic Reigns of the Celestial Riding Crane that everybody's gonna want. The most important reason to be in these Celestial dungeons, it's got nothing to do with loot though. See, it's all about the sigils of power and the sigils of wisdom that you have to have. Everybody needs these on every character for your Rathian Legendary quest. These items can drop from any of the final bosses in any of the dungeons if you're on the quest. It is a complete game changer because it means making progress on your Legendary Gem, which is a massive power spike, no longer requires you to ever go into an organized raid. For a lot of people, this is absolutely huge. So the 5th thing I wish I knew was that the patient player wins big with Celestial Dungeons. My final tip, it does require some long-term thinking. While it's tempting to immediately buy the catch-up gear from the vendor, you might want to actually be stockpiling your August Stone fragments instead. My current plan is to finish off the remaining 476 pieces I need on my warrior, on my druid. Then I might do a few more Celestial dungeons to get more satchels of Celestial Chants, to get the sick mounts, to get those free lesser charms of good fortune. But then I'm gonna cap all of my current characters and I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna wait. The reason why that is in a few short weeks, much sooner than people think, the next raids are gonna be released, the next set of Celestial gear is gonna be released. That means that the vendor is gonna be updated with all sorts of raid tier pieces. You're gonna be able to buy powerful tier set bonuses with the exact same Celestial fragments you have right now. Having a 2-set tier bonus going into Heart of Fear is giving you such a huge edge over everybody else. Really, the 5-head play is when you finish gearing, start hoarding those fragments and your Valor points as well, because both those currencies have much bigger and better uses coming down the pipeline. Unless something changes, really the patient player is going to be miles ahead of everybody else. To recap, group composition so nobody's stealing your loot, get the right damage buffs, make sure to target farm your loot with the uncapped dungeon queues. Remember, the real prizes are the legendary questline and those sick mounts. Celestial Dungeons, they're more than just new content. They're a brilliantly designed system that really rewards smart play. Now that you know the secrets I wish I knew yesterday, go out there and get some loot. If this guide helped you, hit the like button and subscribe for much more content coming soon. Good luck in there, my friends.